Okay. Can this out here? Someone on the YouTube, see if they hear me. Just go to your phone or in the chat. Someone can in the chat. They can hear me. Okay. Throw it over to Ray Grace, your president.
Most of you will know most of the symphony. Nothing's really changed, but at least we'll get to share with you. We've held back up to this point. Next slide. Sound back there. Sound good back there? Thank you. All right. The PA isn't for me, guys.
All right. So a slide deck. Let's go.
Oh, one more. Thanks to Edgar and the Wild Barrel crew for. We'll go on. Just the schedule for today. We'll introduce the board of directors. We'll talk about 2023. Some reminders for all the clubs, and then we'll we may just go straight to question and answers in the break. We got pizza on the way. Just to let you know. So there is a bit of delay.
There's a little delay.
I want to introduce, we have two brand new board members. First off, Ernie Brody retired after 10 years on the board, something like that.
12 years, maybe.
12 years. And he's not actually coming this year. He's going hunting with his buddies. So, but Ernie will be missed. But mainly I want to introduce our two new board members, Tiffany and Rich. Wave your hands there. So thanks to Motley Crew.
Who else we have? Oh, we go through just a reminder of who else is here.
Oh, yes. So, Gabby, our vice president. You know this character.
Hi, guys.
Dana, our webmaster. Daryl, our secretary. And then Joaquin is very busy judging AHA homebrew con entries.
Yeah, so that's why he's not here. He's got 600 beers to judge.
I think it was 800, but some huge number for the San Diego Regional. Here's the map of the campground. You'll see in a minute. But again, it's unchanged as far as we know.
Yeah,
hopefully there's not any serious flood damage when we get out there.
Yeah, I think the main thing is anyone have any issues with camping right now? Anyone have campsite problems? No one of that. I think last time we asked, there's 30 sites left in Arroyo Seco. I know we always are asked, oh, when's power coming? Andy, I want to run my AC unit. I'm sorry, it's not beyond our control unless you have a few $1 million to give KOA. But they're working on it. And then there's some new camping that might be online by the time it starts. If you're familiar with Lower Chardonnay, that's being converted into yurts. Those might be ready by the time it happens. So there may be fresh camping right before you start. But in general, what's left is Lower Arroyo Seco.
And while we're on camping, you'll get a message from me, reps, next week, but we do need you to collect your camping lists, which is, site 105 is Joe Schmo or whatever. And you can forward that along to KOA. They want that exact information, who's checking into each individual campsite. But look for an email, just to let you know. Thanks. Come on. Oh, here we go for Which one?
Did you drop the anniversary beer slide?
It's down farther.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. Continue.
Here is our schedule. It's all pretty much unchanged. The 2 o'clock open to set up is obviously in flux. We'll open as quickly as we can, but 2 o'clock is kind of our hope for sure. It may end up sooner. I service at 2:30 if I could read my screen. 6 to 7, the first hour of Pro Pour, we have the bragging rights drop off, and this year it's, as I've told you, is Mexican lager. Since that Friday night is Cinco de Mayo, kind of seemed to fit the theme. So, what else do I got here? Okay, Pro Pour is from 6 to 9. Yes, your clubs can pour during Pro Pour, and a lot of you will. We hope to see you. Next.
No, you want to do it once.
Oops, I did it twice. Go back quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Spoilers.
we haven't, oh, they won't see it.
They'll
We
give it a
haven't yet
second.
announced the breweries that are coming to Pro Pour, and we're going to do that now. So here's the first 6.
There you go. All right, now we're back.
Farfield, Batch Meat from right here in Temecula for you meat drinkers. Lahara Brewing Company, former Long Beach home brewer. I got to get that punch in there. Three Weavers is coming out with the Pink Boots beer they brewed with the Maltos Falcons recently. Ritual, and then Paperback Brewing. And
Yeah, we focus on all these breweries that have some homebrew connection, and we're trying to do more breweries that are newer to our events rather than have people that have been giving for years. You will notice Ritual did pour back in 16. So we're bringing some people back, but we are bringing back another brewery and something that we did a few years ago. So wait for the slide to update for people that are here so we talk about it.
yes, you may be surprised that we're bringing back Project Barley the second year in a row, but there's a very good reason.
And yeah, it's the people that call to me and say, Andy, I want to pour a second year in a row. Well, you got to do something special. So if you remember back in 2016, it was our 25th fest. We did a special beer with Surf Brewing Company, a quadruple with date sugar carbonation. So we wanted to bring that back for the 30th fest, and well, a large global pandemic stopped this plan for a few years, but we're back. So we're working with Project Barley Square, formerly Yorkshire Square, to do a English old ale. So I think Ray knows a little bit more about this.
Yeah, for some reason we used a recipe of mine that has won a few awards, including a gold medal at Mayfair. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. A lot of maris otter, a lot of molasses. It's in the tanks. We're getting ready to package it hopefully later this week. But at least the first 1,500 people that show up are going to get a bottle to take home.
Yeah. So right now at Fest, we've sold about 800 tickets. We've purchased roughly 1,500 bombers. So everyone going gets one bomber. Our volunteers obviously get a beer. We probably have it on tap or cask. We have talked to Reeves about that.
They will be serving it Friday night, so you can taste it and then take it home and let it, mellow out in age for a little bit.
It is bottle conditioned, so I think it's got some good ageability, and it's not too high in alcohol. So we're really thrilled. I mean, Ray and I have been talking about doing this beer for like 7 years. So the fact that this is actually happening is amazing.
There you go.
Let it a second for the loading the campground map, fest map.
So this is the fest map. It should show up in a moment. I know you're all very aware of the logistics here, but we want to show it to you. So we'll be back to the same setup, check-in right up front. The tents around the curve. I think we're looking at 44 clubs this year. We have a few more than there were last year. So there'll probably be a few tents set up towards the center somewhere, but they're not shown on this map. So next.
You click once.
Did I click twice?
Yeah, you click twice. Hold on. You slide. If you want to do Friday, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Okay.
Like I said, approximately 2 p.m. on Friday, depending on our vendors and what we get done. And, the more volunteers you get us to register, the faster Friday setup will go.
So this map, let's talk more of this map. Many years before, and I think anyone in this room has not gone to Fest before, other than like 1 or 2 people. I think everyone's been okay. Yeah, so really nothing has changed from the previous years. In this regard, we wanted to remind you guys when you come in the afternoon, we try to open up as early as possible. This all goes down to vendors, what time of tent is set up, time something is staked in the ground. We do have more clubs this year than last year, so that may require us to finagle places and stuff. But we want to give you guys space. We have another slide that speaks to that in a second. But in general, we want you in the main check-in gate, and then you counterclockwise drive out the side of the pool.
And please unload your stuff as quickly as possible and get the cars moved. It just makes it hard for everyone else to get in. You'll get a packet. Whoever's first in will check in. We'll sign your name. They'll have your ice tickets. That's really important because that's all the ice you get for the weekend.
Yeah, so the ice light's coming up here. So if you're at Fest, you check it on the that right hand side of it. So you face north. There'll be an ice truck to the north end of Fest, and we give you tickets. So you come in and your expectation is you have the booth set up, you have your taps and everything, but we provide the ice, and then that is ice is a resource. We don't want you guys wasting it. We give you ice tickets. Everyone attending Fest is paying for the ice. We hope and expect you guys to, don't abuse the ice. We'll also be able to sell more ice if you want it, and we don't care. You can take it back to your campground. It's fine. But use ice as efficiently as possible. Give it 1 second to load the fence diagram.
Daryl, did they check in?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. Here's a diagram of the club booths. So they're all contiguous, so we can string lights between them, and then we give you 10 feet behind that to set up whatever you want. As a reminder, you're not allowed to cook. No open flames behind your booth, please. And but we have some electrical available. Working on that. We try to make that better and better every year.
Yeah, there should be electricity at every space. You can have a pop-up in front of your tent. No furniture, please. No furniture. The shady spots, do they still get pop-ups everywhere?
Yeah, pop-ups everywhere. I need to order more pizza.
Okay. While we wait for this to load. So here's, once again, we'll run the shuttle around the campgrounds and from town. It'll be the same. It'll start about 5 o'clock on Fridays and it'll run continuously all day Saturday. So you don't have to make quite that long walk from the back end of Arroyo Seco if you're stuck back there or something. If any of your members are staying in town and they want to take the shuttle in from town, it is free, but they have to have a ticket. So make sure going on the website, you quote unquote purchase a ticket, although it's free, but they need that. Oops. So this loads. I apologize for the delay here, but Friday night, early check-in will start 5:30. I just want to remind everybody, make sure, we have a list of names. You don't need a ticket. Once you purchased it, we just use your name. But make sure, please, every one of your members has a current photo ID. And they're 21, of course. Setup, we're not going to chase you out. But if at 5:15 you don't have your wristbands yet, we are going to do so. We want to make sure, we used to completely clear the site. It's too much of a pain in the ass. But we are going to want to make sure you can continue to set up right up until 6 o'clock, but that you have your wristband. So make sure if you're there setting up your booth, before 5:15, get over and get your wristband. Come on. Sorry. There we go.
I had to put more pizza order in because some of you guys did not RSVP. So calling out whoever didn't RSVP. But I'm feeding you, so.
Okay, here's for craft and homebrew pour on Friday night. Once again, it runs from 6 to 9. Yes, your club can pour. I hope they do.
Yeah, I'm always wondering, show of hands, what club would actually be pouring on Friday night?
I'll race for Long Beach, even though they're not here because they will.
So the people that don't raise their hands, what do you think is the single thing preventing you from pouring Friday night? I hear setup, cost? Just the ephemeral, the term cost. Okay, so setup time. Is it maybe, okay, agree or disagree? Is it like not enough people are down there, so I don't want to do it? Yeah. Okay. Because we're just wondering, as we've evolved the event over time, ProPour has grown a lot, and we've been growing ProPour strategically to have more partnerships with pro breweries. But there's a question of is people like it or not? And so if people are down there for only ProPour, and then they see a couple homebrew clubs and bounce. So we're always just curious. So not enough people. All right.
One more thing we've added this year for both Friday and Saturday night. It's primarily for Saturday night. We had some issues Saturday night with a person who left and took their wristband off, and security had to deal with it. We're calling 8:45 on both nights. Not only is last call, but it's last entrance. Please let you know. I know a lot of people want to come back late at night to get their kegs to take back to campsites. Please just tell them, show up before 8:45 and take care of that. We don't want any of those last minute, because it makes it a real pain for us, for people coming and going. Bragging rights with Denise and Leslie. Go find those two on Friday nights from 6 to 7. It'll be right near the merch booth where they'll be doing the drop-offs. And then at 7 o'clock, the board will all sneak off and judge the Bragging Rights beer. So that'll be where it is. Just remember, a growler, a couple 22 ounces.
You were pretty cool with it. Though there
312.
are some rules online.
Yeah, rules are online. If you leave a growler, you're not getting it back. Just keep that in mind. Give up.
This is a no return policy bragging rights competition.
So for our schedule from 7 to 9, we will have a new DJ this year. So there will be live music, semi-live music. 9 o'clock, the pour ins. Last shuttle will leave at 9:30. It says 10 o'clock, the festival site will close. It'll be sooner than that because we all want to get back to our sites and enjoy ourselves too. So Saturday, so here's some of the information. It's all pretty much the same. Don't forget about 10 o'clock. You can get in the gates at 7 for people that want to set up, for the latecomers, for whatever else you've got going on to get set up. Ice service at 9:30, I see, yes. The big one at 10 o'clock, we do. And Daryl, do you want to talk about it while we're talking RBS really quick?
What am I doing?
RBS ABC.
Oh, yeah. So for any of the clubs that, if you haven't turned in your RBS certificate yet, even if you did it last year, we need to recertify that that same person is coming out. So there's a form online. We'll get it sent out again. Please fill it out. We'll be verifying that it is current. If it's the new one, it's got to be current because they just went into effect recently. If you have any questions, send me an email, send us an email, and we'll get it answered.
What's the email?
Send it to the reflector. Send it to the reps group so everybody knows, because everybody has questions all the time. And,
You can also send it direct to me. So,
or I think it's RBS at
RBS cert.
RBS cert at Cal Home Brews.
And leading into that, we are still requiring that every club send a member to the 10 a.m. Refresher training on all this. So make sure you have someone who attends that. It's a quick little 20-minute presentation, but we want to make sure we all stay on the right side of the ABC and the local authorities. Shuttle service will start at 10. Festival starts at 11. We'll do announcements, including the bragging rights winner, right about the same time. Yes, this year we do have a coffee truck. It'll start pouring about 7 or 8 in the morning. So I know that's been a big deal because our guy retired, but yes, we have a coffee truck in the morning. That's the most important. But Dr. Sylvie Van Dyke, does that say it right?
Van Zandick.
Van Zandick, sorry. From La Lamont is going to be talking about East. And then again at 12:30, we welcome our friend Julia Hertz from the AHA back again this year to talk about what's going on this year. And I'm sure she'll have a lot to say about HomebrewCon that's coming up, another month from then, 2 months from then. Our first band from 2 to 3 will be, thanks to Rich, who lives here in town, very connected with the local band scene. He's bringing some wonderful bands from the area. Your mom band will be playing from 2 to 3. At 3:30 or so, we'll be doing the raffle. And I'm telling you guys right now, Tiffany's done a bang-up job getting raffle prizes. We have 2 grand prizes this year. So, yeah.
Yeah, so typical in past years, we've worked with Brewers Hardware, been good partners with us to do a 3-vessel single-tier system. But Tiffany has been working with BSG to get us a Grainfather system. Is it 240? Was it a big, the
It's the glycol chiller, the fermenter, and
so it's the whole thing. So, okay, so yeah, so it's the whole system, hot and cold side rather than just the hot side. So that's very cool. So
$2,700 value on that. So
it's going to be very good. So yeah, BSG has hooked us up. They've been very good partners with us too. So happy to have that. I know I've already slid.
You already slid it over.
This
Okay.
is the club.
Yeah,
setup,
like
so.
again, 7 a.m. you can get in the gates to continue to set up your booths. Please do not serve beer until 11 o'clock. We get in a lot of trouble if we do. Early.
Yeah, we really, again, I think to reiterate, this is a licensed ABC event. The ABC obviously takes alcohol very seriously, and our event is unique in the sense that it's a large private event with a large number of people. That is, we pull a license for Friday, we pull a license for Saturday. We have a raffle license. So there's a lot of like legislation and legal stuff we have to do. We don't want to ever lose that. So please don't create a situation where we would have to do that.
And though we've never gotten in trouble,
We-
I'm pretty damn sure that the ABC has shown up and tried to pull
Yes,
stunts.
that is a good point. So to reiterate that, I am stern on this, yet we have had very few things happen at our event to cause any problems. So I just want to keep it that way. That's the main thing. Ice.
9:30, we'll start ice service again. It's again where we need volunteers to hand out ice, so please.
The reps meeting in a second.
Okay, is that it?
There you go.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, like I said earlier, we have a mandatory reps meeting. We just need one person from your club to come hang out and sit through the talk, and we're good to go. But yeah, we absolutely need that.
In the past, we've had Steve Munoz come out. We'll see if he wants to. He said in a few last years. I'm not unsure he's going to come to Fest and whatever. But again, we're just reiterating what you did with your RBS talk. It's you're not supposed to serve anyone that's visibly intoxicated, no one under 21. We do a very good job. I would say an excellent job of maintaining that 21 and up policy within the events. But it is still there is some still onus on the club to do that correctly. And if anyone's had too many, say, hey, I have a water. We highly encourage every club to serve non-alcoholic beverages. Other than the fact you can make a really kick-ass NA beer, that kind of thing, like do that, please. And sodas, that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, here we go. Once again, the festival starts at 11 a.m. No beer pouring before then, please. Immediately, we'll do announcements, primarily letting everyone know who the bragging rights winner. Steve Castleman will come on at 11:10 to sing. Then again, the two talks are at 11:30 and 12:30. They both should be wonderful.
Then 2 o'clock we have the bands. So that's one first band, and then we have a few more musical acts throughout the day. But before that is the raffle, the boil over, as I have named it.
Yes, the boil over. We'll also we've continued for Club of the Year. We are continuing that, and White Labs is continuing to sponsor that. So thank you to White Labs, and they will be attending.
Yeah, White Labs will have a booth. Do we have any other? Actually, as we chime in there, do we have any other vendors coming as booths? Do we know?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's one thing we were trying to work on more. We have all your clubs and stuff, but we want to always save space and retain any of that event space for your clubs. But we are always interested in talking to vendors, especially if there's a homebrew shop that would like to have a booth, that kind of thing, do a demo, that kind of stuff. We're always open to discussing that.
Although the AHA will have a booth. So.
Yeah, the AHA will have a booth. That's right.
So for the evening, the second band goes on at 4:30, and once again we bring back the Maltose Falcons band. They play for 2 hours, and from 7 to 9 to the end of the night is the band. Those guys who, from what I see, sound wonderful.
Another local Temecula, right? Yeah, cool.
Again, I want to say 8:45 is last entry, so let's please hold to that so we don't have issues.
And all these, and I see people taking pictures. We'll post these. This is all going live to YouTube. You can watch this again, and all these are just actually snippets from our website right now. Right, these are live schedules.
I don't know if it's on the website yet, but it will.
Okay. Well, and I'll put it on the website too. And everyone, actually, another way of remembering this is when you drive in, we're going to get you'll have a single fold pamphlet when you check in at the front gate that'll have this schedule, all that kind of stuff too.
And one more thing about tear down, I know this occasionally happens. There is no booth tear down on Saturday night. 9 o'clock ends, we're taking people out.
Yeah. Do not bring your Ford F-150 to the front gate trying to get your booth out. I'm telling you right now, it's not happening.
And then on to Sunday, we'll have the gates open by 8 o'clock, probably sooner than that, probably 7 o'clock. For you to start tearing down, we ask you to kind of get out of there before 11, so our tent vendors and so forth can come in and start really tearing, and our volunteers can tear down. Just as soon as it comes up here. So just a few reminders. Get that RBS certificate. If you did it last year brand new, you're good. But we do still need to have notification.
We just need to know that person's coming back.
Don't forget, there's no sales at the door. So everyone get their tickets soon. Everyone has to be a member, even if you're a volunteer. Sign up as a member, then buy your ticket. Oh, yeah, and make sure IDs.
Yeah, valid, in-date, state license, passport, military ID, not your credit card, sorry, not a copy of anything. We want the actual ID. No Costco executive membership account, sorry. I know it's got a picture on it, but that is not a valid ID.
And we do absolutely need several more volunteers. So if anyone's kind of, is thinking about it, they can't afford to come to Fest this year, you want to talk?
Yeah, here's the volunteer coordinator. Dana.
Hey everyone, I'm taking over from Ernie. I'm Dana, and I'm wrangling all of our volunteers this year. We have some paid staff that help us, like security, and some people that help us on the front desk, but almost all the people who run the festival are volunteers. All the board members are volunteers. We don't get paid anything. We just get to run the fest. That's great. And so from you and your clubs, we need volunteers to run it. It's usually a 2-hour shift, and we have shifts that run from Friday morning all the way through Sunday morning. The Friday shifts are primarily setup, though there's some front desk. On Saturday, it's front desk and selling merch and selling booth tickets and helping with ice. And on Sunday morning, it's real quick. It's like an hour and a half of cleanup and moving some tables. There is some trash pickup, but last year there really was very little trash. We have pretty good people who show up. We're not dumping stuff on the ground. People are pretty responsible. And so it's really, those are all fairly easy shifts. 2-hour shift, you get in for free. If you've already paid for it, we'll either refund you or we will give you raffle tickets. If you get raffle tickets, it comes with good karma. In 2015, 2016, I was one of the volunteers. I had paid for my ticket, and I didn't want the money back. I wanted the organization to have it. So I took raffle tickets, and I won the grand prize. I have a tippy dump at home, 15-gallon tippy dump.
Absolutely no
3-tier
collusion was
system.
involved in him winning the award.
Good karma comes with volunteering. So learn from me, volunteer. We do need volunteers. We need about 120 volunteers to run the festival. We have less than that at this time, so we need more people. If you can volunteer, please go to the website and do so. If anyone in your clubs can volunteer, please encourage them to do so. We do need more volunteers to help run Fest. Thanks.
And especially, I'll reiterate that if someone's like, oh, I don't want to go, it's camping, there's still campsites available. We will work with you on campsites. If it's about a specific time, I mean, I'm not going to guarantee what time slots, but let's try to get that, because I think every time, and I'll say this to the people here that are physically here right now, and the people that are watching the stream, you're very dedicated to this operation. But every year, there's less and less volunteers, and we're just trying to entice people as much as possible to be a volunteer, because we do need that staff.
Rich has something to say.
Oh, Rich.
And volunteers have to be over 21.
Yes, so that was a question. This is a very good question. Thank you, Rich. Do volunteers need to be over 21? Yes, they do. The reason for that is our event is strictly 21 and up. Strictly 21 and up. All right, I think we have the Q&A right now, but what I do is food's coming and there's more pizza coming, so let's do a break. Let's do a 15, maybe a 20-minute break for the YouTube people. Pizza's in the corner. If we run out of pizza, there's 4 more pizzas coming, so just hang tight. So give us a minute. See you.
You're off the hook, Rich. Or Daryl.
Yeah,
Daryl and
Daryl's
Rich.
off.
I don't know why I keep mixing those up.
All right,
The
we're
guys
gonna come back, everyone. If you still need pizza, more pizza's coming. Beers, do your final, if you need some beers on the, the Wild Barrel's about to open up, so, hanging out here. We have Q&A time. So what we'll do is, if you're in the chat, Daryl already put in the chat, please post your question. If you're here, we'll take your questions. So I think the open questions right now, I saw one just come in. What did you have?
I have music online.
You have music on yours. Turn the music off.
That's all I have on YouTube.
Yeah, take like 3 seconds to hear me. Turn the music off, Daryl.
The magic of technology.
And I have an ad. What are your system? What are your symptoms? Internet connection difficulty. All right. So I'll start the Q&A. We had look at the chat right now.
Wristband. The
We
beer.
did the beer. So yeah. So we said this in chat. We'll repeat it for everyone. The beer, like we did a few years ago, you'll get a special wristband that is good for 1 bottle of the commemorative beer. The commemorative beer will be located somewhere near the merch booth, CHA raffle merch booth area when you walk in. So not outside of the fest, inside of the fest, because that's the licensed area. And you'll get a wristband when you sign in. They'll cut that wristband off when you get a bottle. Only during licensed event hours. Please, please, please do it before Sunday morning. So it's Friday night, Saturday, you have all day. Take it back to your booth, take it back to your club. We really don't want to have to be like Sunday morning, like find the bottles, that kind of thing. So really, really, really please do it before Saturday close.
So Rob is.
Oh, Daryl. We will reply about that in the future. The in 30 for well ahead of opening.
May have been sooner than it was on the schedule.
There'll be a clear time when bags.
They're just as expensive. They're now 16 pounds.
Yeah.
Actually, now I think
Those timing. Well, Dana will check me. Your first shift on Friday. Okay. Early for like Sunday stringing lights, that kind of thing. But at some point we fold someone into the ice. So
and the ice is on the
every hour on the half hour.
hour. So two.
If you show up and it's 45, the guy's already done a bunch of ice on the time. It'll be late because they'd be like, well, ice, we got to go do another task. Go ahead. Yeah. So that's a good question. So the question was, if we have a home brewer or a brewery that wants to serve, what is the process to do that? So
Basically, reach out to me or one of us ahead of time. Let's really start thinking about pro breweries in December, maybe. We've been locked for a month or two. So, yeah, just email me directly or talk to me and we'll get them on the list. And then we'll reach out to them.
Okay, yeah, I mean, still for this year?
This year, we're full. Yeah, we have a limited space.
yeah, we're restrained. And so you guys understand the criteria. I think this is not always said like publicly, but we do maintain a criteria for breweries. I would say the first and foremost is like excellent beer quality. We want to maintain an excellent representation of craft beer. Along with that is a home brew lineage, history, background. So we are focused on breweries. You know, more and more breweries are being started not by home brewers, but they may have someone on staff that's home brewing. That maybe some partial owner is a home brewing background. So we want to focus on that.
Or maybe the brewery has just been very supportive of the homebrew community. That's great too.
Yeah. And then we are, starting to asking the breweries to bring. We've always asked this, and we're trying to be a little more, not strict, but just encourage that our craft beer appreciation, like you to bring things that are more special to them, not just, so that also it's really cool. Let's do this. They need to know some expectations that in return, ice, the base, tickets to the events, camping.
We will, I think there are a lot. We'll get you. Question?
Booth question. I forgot about that. Yeah. Let's close on that with an responded. Let's do that. I know that there's typically Long Beach wants a double booth. Maltos, where there is space for it, we just got to double check. We'll make sure.
Anyone else? Oh, that's great. We have the same 3 food vendors from last year coming back. We seem to be pretty popular. Along with, like I said, in the morning on Saturday, we have a coffee truck.
What are they?
Oh, grilled cheese, the curry guy, and
We had some rules on start.
decided that we didn't like. So we're no longer.
We
gonna have
didn't.
the
We
Star
didn't bring them. We did not invite them back this year.
Okay, so but if we brought our own, there's no problem.
There is a designated smoking area that we wish you would.
Great. 1 second. Greg in the chat asked. Sorry if anyone's listening to us. I think they're in the few minutes, but if you do or are concerned that we're not answering in chat, just Ray at Calhoun Brewers. Most of you have my cell phone number too, so you can give it a shout. So there was a chat question about when the deadline is for the certificate. We want April 21 for that email.
What are the talks about?
We talked about the talks in the schedule, but like I said, it's yeast and then the AHA and what's happening in homebrewing.
So I think yeast talk. Did she give us a bit of an app? 1 second on that one. But this is a cool talk because Lalabend has been, honestly, I've been trying to get these guys for a few years. They were kind of gun shy to doing our event, so I'm actually really stoked that they're going to come out and give a good talk.
Yeah, remember the title was Yeast, the Soul of Beer. About selecting the correct yeast for whatever you want to brew.
Maybe as a side. The event ends. So yeast is soul of beer. So he's talking about non diacetyl. This is a talk mainly focused on non-GMO ways yeast to do new. A dry hop it has a hop creep problem or it has an over fermentation. These are ways of modifying yeast to do new things. So should be a cool talk. Yeah, Rich, go ahead.
Is there a way for like local residents to walk up and join SCHF and then pay?
It's a great question. No, there isn't. The event is a private event. There are no tickets at the door, no registration at the door. So it's I look to the legal bodies, the sheriff and the ABC. Not only is it a legal issue, it's also a logistic issue because of you always have a membership year round, but we'll be very transparent. Or a day before, we'll say no registrations. And again, your friend's going to call me Friday morning. At some point, I know I don't. I consider many of you, if not all of you, very personal friends of mine. Sorry, at this point, I got to cut it off. So you just get your registration. Gallery. So with cut it here. Ray, anything else?
No, I think we're ready to go.